Are you trying to sell your products or your services to the Millennials, the largest demographic in the world? Then you need to see my interview with the one person who can tell you how to do it. Hi everybody, Ross Shafer here. Thanks for finding the Relevant Leaders Club, where each week I give you tips for boosting your business or your career. And this week I want to talk to you about how you can do a better job selling your products and services to Millennials, this large, massive demographic in the world. We're going to talk to Cam Marston. Cam is a guest that I've wanted on this broadcast for a very long time because Cam studies demographic trends. Then he organizes his research into generational groupings. I'll give you an example. He was recently with Cigna Healthcare, and Cigna wanted to know how the next generations will consume healthcare. His clients range from Cigna and clients like Carrier Air Conditioning, General Electric, and every other major company on this planet. Besides that, you're going to like him. All right, so people call you in and they say, hey Cam, we don't know how to sell to these millennials. We don't know. Please crack this code for us. And so here's what I propose to you. You've been studying all generational groups for a long time, and particular interest was millennials. But these millennials are going to be 40 years old in 3 years, at least the first ones. So what have you learned as they become adults and leaders themselves?
It's a great question, Ross, and we could spend the rest of the day talking about this. But once they have children, mortgages, the life stages that typical people go through, their behavior changes. However, it's taking longer for them to get through those life stages than any generation we've ever seen. So a simple equation that I will use with my audience is, if you're a Generation Xer or a baby boomer, subtract 7 years from your age, you and me at 25 is the millennials at 18 or 19. Wow. They just haven't grown. They're not entering those life stages as quickly as you and I are. Well, but once they're through them, their behavior becomes more predictable, but still not the same as you and me.
But you've told us that before, that this was a generation that stayed at home with their parents much later than anybody else. And now, how important is it that we're going through this healthcare argument for the nation, the next generation of healthcare, Obama 2.0 or whatever it will be called, right. And a key component of that is that you get to stay on your parents' insurance until you're 26.
That's right.
Who'd have thought of that 20 years ago?
No kidding. It's a symptom of our society that we continue to find ways to protect the youth. Rather than throw them into society and get them up to speed, we continue to find ways to protect. Now, one thing that I want to make sure that everybody's clear on, the millennials have not chosen this. This is Congress. These are baby boomers largely that are doing this. The millennials are recipients of it. It's like the participant trophy. They didn't ask for that. Their parents gave it to them. They are ridiculed. The kids are ridiculed about these things. They didn't ask for it. They are recipients of it. Same thing with this healthcare.
You know, you have a great line I wish you would repeat for our audience regarding your daughter who had a swimming ribbon.
She got an 11th place ribbon in a 6-lane pool.
But she was there. She participated.
She was there, and I gave her the ribbon. Someone like me gave her the ribbon. She got out of the pool, and we handed it to her and said, this is what life is about. Even if you don't finish, if we have to rescue you, you're going to get a ribbon. That's the way it works.
Is that good for them or not good for them?
I think we've got to manage my opinion is it's not good for them. But the groundswell of backlash that I would get at my children's sports to say, no, none of them deserve a trophy. Yeah. Your kids don't. My kids don't. I've seen it every game. They were awful. The backlash that I would get would be overwhelming. I don't think it's good for them, but I can't fight the tide.
All right, so I want to come back to this iGen. I have a daughter in the iGen group, and you have children too. But let's sneak back to the millennials in that we have a lot of people who will sell products and services to millennials. What advice would you give them with regard to marketing or telling a brand story to that group?
It's a forward-looking generation. Most companies with history, with legacy, want to talk about their past and where they've come from and how they've developed and conquered markets and grown. They feel like that builds credibility. but to a generation that is a forward-looking, individualistic generation. The story's got to change to let me tell you about you and where we're going to take you as a brand, as a service provider, if you buy this product. And furthermore, they need to attach an emotion to it. You're going to like us. You're going to enjoy this. We're going to have fun together. You'll find this engaging. Forward-looking with an emotion attached to it will get their attention much more so than let me tell you about myself and when I started this company.
Is that a function of how many jobs are available for this group? Do they feel like they're in the buyer's seat in a sense, or?
I think the function comes from the way they've been raised, what technology has done for them, what parenting styles have treated them, how they're continuously marketed to, future focused. We don't give as much precedent as a society to legacy as we once did. It's now what's next, what's next, what's next. That's the way they've been raised. Now, in the job market, it is a buyer's market, particularly if you have some really marketable skills. There's no reason somebody with really good talent shouldn't find a lucrative job out there today.
And what do you consider lucrative skills?
Any engineering job, any sales job, a good sales job with good interpersonal skills. Customer service skills are in great demand today. Any kid, I think, that shows up on a regular basis with a desire to learn and contribute will find a good job.
All right, let's circle back to this generation that's going to follow them, you coined the iGen, because of the iPhone, iPad. We've seen 18-month-old kids swiping through iPads with games and so forth. Is there enough data? Do you have enough information yet to predict what they'll be like in the workforce and in life?
I'm the father of 4 members of the iGen, and they all look needy to me. All I know right now. We know a lot of information about how many of them go to church on Sunday. We know all their ethnicity divisions. We know a lot of that. But in terms of workplace characteristics or buying motives, jury's still out largely. There are a lot of people making, they're hypothesizing about it. I'm not ready to do that. I need some evidence. I haven't seen any evidence.
You also do something that's very different than I've ever heard anybody. And I always tell people you are the preeminent expert and almost historian about the generational groups. But you believe that history does repeat itself with regard to generations and behavior.
I think it does. And I don't know if we'll see it in our lifetime, but the pendulum will come back and the characteristics of previous generations will show up again. It takes a trauma, a shock to society to cause the pendulum to come back. And as long as we're maintaining status quo like we are now, there's no chance of it coming back. But I don't know if we'll see it in our lifetime, but it will repeat.
What kind of a shock or upheaval would you be looking for?
I'm sorry?
What kind of a shock or upheaval would you be looking for to make that quantum shift?
Nuclear bomb that makes everybody really uncertain about what's going on tomorrow. A stock market crash that really stays low for a long time. The Ebola virus getting out. These avian flu, that it's something that impacts 15% of the population or more. And so I have to change my behavior. 9/11, I watched it, but as soon as they opened the airports, I was back at work. It didn't change my behavior. It would have to change my behavior, my behavior. Everybody would have to change their behavior, and we'd see everything reset.
Cam, I know this has been a struggle for you because you're suffering with, I hope it's temporary laryngitis, but I appreciate, man, that you were able to just to get this out and still do our interview.
I apologize for the way I sound.
You sound masculine. You sound very husky, and you should go to work on an oil rig or something.
So are you suggesting that's a change?
Yeah, it's a small change. Cam, I'm going to make sure that everybody gets your website. It's generationalinsights.com. Cam Marston has a tremendous study, great books. If you've not had a chance to see Cam Marston in person, you should call and book him right away. See, that's the commercial part of this. But I
love it. I'm not going to argue with anything you say.
All right, Cam. Hey, have a great time in San Francisco.
Thank you, Ross. Take care.
Bye now. All right, if you liked what you've heard here or want to post your experience or advice, Please subscribe to this channel and comment down below. We've got a lot of other videos for you to watch, all free, and I'd like you to download the free ebook from my website down there. Leaders tell me they love it. Until next time, I'll see you. I'm Ross Shafer.